great day today because although the importance of the train actually arriving and landing and stopping in New Bedford and heading back on its way, that's exciting in and of itself, but there's nothing more relevant than local jobs for local people on that train. It's been a really long time coming. For me, as one of the original leaders on it and then staying with it my entire career, it's bittersweet. It's very satisfying to look into the eyes of over 100 people here today applying for work and say, this was all worth it. Because for me, it was not only a lot of time and a lot of frustration, but probably the project I spent the most political capital on, leading for many, many, many years. It was my original legislation that kicked it off. And then I had to bond, and it took 5 or 6 governors to finally move, and Governor Baker and Governor Healy didn't let us down. They made up for all of the prior governors who didn't get this done. So for me as a New Bedford resident, but also someone charged with leading this by very frustrated constituents, it's a good day.
Morning, welcome to MassHire. My name is Mike Santos. I'm the Executive Director, CEO of Greater New Bedford Workforce Board. We're excited to have you all here with Keolis and the MBTA. This has been a long project, a long passion for the Senator coming on board, Mark Montigny. He'll talk to you, give you a brief introduction, and then the Keolis team and the MBTA team will step up and they'll start talking to you and get you into groups so you can figure out where you're going to end up in this process. So sit back, enjoy the ride, listen to the information you're about to be presented, and let's get to work. That's the goal of our organization, so let's get to work. With that being said, you all know him, Senator Mark Montigny, and there it is.
I'm going to try to be brief, seriously, and I know that it hasn't happened often, but today I know you're here not to listen to me, but you're here to find good opportunities, so I promise to try that. But I do want to thank Keolis and the TA, and I see Gene Fox here, and everybody else from the TA and Keolis and the Career Center who's worked hard on this. Give everybody a wave so we know who you are. And I'm going to be a little biased and just mention Sharon because I've known Sharon longer than I've fought to bring this damn train here. So I just want to say a couple of things. First, maybe this is a great reason for term limits, but I had the recent privilege with my 10-year-old son of standing up and presiding over the Senate on swearing-in day because I'm the longest serving senator. Doesn't mean I'm the oldest. I want to make that very, very clear. But my poor 10-year-old son is there, and he's already questioned me like, why is my cousin 35 years old? I'm like, you know, buddy, we'll talk about the math later on. But he's standing there next to me, and I'm thinking about how I came into the Senate from New Bedford and the surrounding towns as probably the youngest at the time. Now I'm the dean of the Senate, which again is not the oldest, and I think about probably the one project that I started in my first term, felt that it would be settled. I don't know, I mean, you know, when you do $1 billion project, it doesn't happen in a term, but maybe 10 years, right? And here we are. So it's with celebration, but real deep frustration. On the other hand, I look at how much we've advanced as a region and how congested it's gotten in Boston. And it's although I really believe we should have had this at least 10 years ago, it's here now. It's time to get excited. If you know, for some of you who followed my work on this, remember my first term, I wrote the first environmental impact and economic study on the train. That's 30 years ago. I shouldn't admit that, because then when you're in the ballot box next time, you'd be like, that's too long, you're gonna like the guy. But it's frustrating, but think about how exciting it is. And at the end of the day, it used to be, oh, well, if you have the train down there, these people can move down and commute, and or they can come down here and take it. No, it's sort of all of the above. It's now available for us to go to Boston, whether it's for work or fun. It's available for Boston people in the region there and anybody who commutes into the system to come down here and see, you know, we tend to be our worst critics, those of us who grew up here, but that's a beautiful city. There ain't no other city in this Commonwealth that's still not overdeveloped. It's more beautiful, because nobody else has Buzzards Bay sitting on a city, and now a train coming in, so a lot of opportunity. But the most important thing, and I'm going to close with this, is that it's direct jobs now, and I spent a lot of my career early on frustrated telling the guys in Boston, we got plenty of people down our way who are qualified and looking for work. Stop sending people from everywhere else. So my hope And my message to Keolis, who's been great, and the T, is there's not one job here that shouldn't first be filled by somebody from here. I didn't even know that would be the applause line. Yeah, right. But I really didn't even think about how, as frustrated as I've been by that, obviously many of you have probably felt the same thing. It's been a real fight. And then when we started to fight and say we want our fair share of jobs, they then criticize that. So like, this is our opportunity. I went down the other day and went on the train. The Keolis folks were great. And the AECOM consultant, also wonderful, wonderful people. And, you know, it was bittersweet for me because, of course, I was proud. I'm taking a photo at the time SoCo magazine was there because some of you may remember 20 years ago, they had me on their first cover, same black suit, but about 40 pounds heavier. And I'm like this, making a face, where's the train? Now think about it, that's 20 years ago we were frustrated already. So I'll close with this. Bill Weld was the governor, and early on, I wasn't even in office, I was at the Chamber of Commerce, and I introduced him. And I said, we need commuter rail. And I lined out all the reasons and all the policy and all the demographics and the economic development statistics and the finance. And he looked at me and he said, Montigny, if you don't have commuter rail by 1997, you can sue me. So I saw him at Paul Salucci's funeral, and I said to him, his family, like he claims, came over, like sent the pilgrims over to get things ready for his. He would joke about it. And I said, I'm still looking for that 200-year-old trust fund, or maybe it's 400 years old. But it's funny, and you can make light of it now. But I know many of you in the room feel like I do, a real frustration. But go for it today, because there's going to be some really good jobs, most of which I don't qualify for, although I think I would have enjoyed being a train conductor more than being a politician. But go for it. Just put your skills there, and we'll try to provide all the resources we can for training to give you the opportunity. Good luck. It's really my privilege to represent you and to celebrate this with you after the longest, most frustrating fight of my career.
Okay, so with that being said, you all stay put. The folks will come and do their information session, and then they'll break you out into breakout groups, and then you'll go through the process. So thank you for coming again. Thank my team for getting this together. We appreciate you all being here. Good luck with getting those jobs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Feel free to haunt Jean Fox.
Oh, thank you,
Because
Senator.
she's one of the only ones who's been able to work with a succession of governors, some of whom have let us down and some of whom have really come through. So.
You can see her at the red.
Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? This is a lively crowd. I appreciate that very much. Well, my name is Colin Williams. I'm with the recruiting team here at Keolis. So I wanted to first say thank you. Good morning for joining us here. I also want to just take a moment to thank everybody here at MassHire, our partners over at MBTA, Senator Montigny, who just walked out, and then, of course, all of you guys here for coming to join us this morning. I also wanted to forgot to say thank you to Mayor Mitchell. Made the garage available to us for free this morning, so I know he's not here. Thank you very much. We're going to be joined today by a few other members of our team. Mario Pinto here, he's from our engineering team. Dino Goranovich from our HR team. That's Rocky Bethel from our mechanical team, and Jeff Hitchcock over there from our mechanical team as well. So thank you guys very much for all coming today. Our mission at Keolis is to provide safe, reliable, and sustainable transportation across all different modalities. We do that in 300 locations across the entire world. Since 2014, we've been operating Keolis commuter services here in Boston. We are partnered with the MBTA to operate the commuter rail. So we do absolutely every single thing to do with it there. Last year, weekdays, we moved 106,000 people in, out, and around greater Boston on the commuter rail. That's every day. That's an average, of course, across the year. And that's without having South Coast Rail. So you can only imagine those numbers are going to go up this year. So we hope that you're as excited as we are to have these new lines coming on. It's going to be such a huge thing for New Bedford, Fall River, everybody down here on the South Coast, and of course, surrounding areas, Bristol County, Plymouth County. It's going to be opening on the 24th of this month. Finally, at long last. So we hope you get a chance to hop on and ride with us and see how fun it is to go on the commuter rail. Now, Keolis Commuter Services, we employ over 2,500 people here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, all different areas. We have all sorts of different disciplines, very strong union workforce. We have 14 different unions that we worked in-house with, many of whom have just signed new collective bargaining agreements, which gave them some pretty fantastic raises. We have some pretty phenomenal and unique benefits, in addition to health, dental, vision, things like that. We also participate in federal railroad retirement, which is one of the few pensions that's still left out there in the workforce. So it's definitely a good thing to be able to pay into and then think about securing your future. These disciplines, I know the senator alluded to, maybe he, should have been a conductor. It's not too late for him. We still have a chance, and you could have a chance too if you like working with people. So we have conductors, customer service agents, folks who actually work on the trains, electricians, welders, mechanics, the folks who actually keep the right-of-way, the tracks, the stations, and all those things up and running. Those include construction workers and electricians as well. And then on top of that, we also have plenty of other positions too, support positions, some based in Boston, some based, hybrid. So a lot of different options there. We are always looking for people, even if we may not have a particular type of job open right now. You can always create a profile on our website. That's one of the things we'll be able to help you with today is how do you get a profile set up on our recruiting website to set up email alerts and things like that. So we're looking forward to getting a chance to speak with each of you here. We are going to be here for hours, so be patient with us. We'll talk to you guys as much as we can. And then, hopefully we can see your background, find a position that's going to be a good fit, and then start the application process, and we'll look forward to going from there. So again, thank you guys very much for coming today and joining us, and we're looking forward to getting to know you all a little bit.
Thank you.
We can have you guys just take a seat for a minute, and we'll work at moving you to the room, and then we'll go from there, okay?
So we are here at the MassHire Career Center in New Bedford for a job fair that Senator Montigny has really pushed for months now. Incredible turnout. Keolis is here in force. All the various disciplines, anything from cleaners to electricians to conductors and engineers. It's an organization that's been operating in the Commonwealth since 2014. They run the commuter rail system. So they'd be the people that would be hiring folks from New Bedford to get these great jobs. They are going to work with folks today to figure out what they need to do to get into the system and tell them what the training requirements would be and basically get them into the queue for hiring opportunities as they emerge.
So good morning, Mike Santos, Executive Director, CEO of the Greater New Bedford Workforce Board. Today we're excited we have an information session with Keolis and MBTA in regards to the train coming to New Bedford. With that being said, we've had over 100 people register in-house. We had Senator Mark Montigny come through to give a speech of his long endeavor over 30 years trying to get this project to come to fruition. Here it is, it's live, it's now. We have Keolis interviewing everybody individually in the other room, trying to give them an opportunity to get the jobs to come back to New Bedford. So we're excited as a workforce board. Our job is here to get people back to work. We intend to get people back to work, and this is how we partner with these other organizations. So it's an exciting day for not only New Bedford, but for the New Bedford Workforce Board, because this is what we do. We get people back to work.
My name is Gil Alzate. I'm the Senior Director of Talent Acquisition for the MBTA. We're excited to be here today at the MassHire here in New Bedford, along with our MassHire partners, our Keolis partners who run our commuter rail. We're really excited for the opening of the South Coast Rail line, and along with my colleagues from the MBTA. Here, both organizations are here recruiting a range of opportunities, everything from doctors, nurses, all the way down to our frontline staff, bus operators, mechanics, our trades, so on and so forth. Our Keolis partners are looking for conductors, folks for their mechanical department, electrical department as well. So we're really excited here to be able to share our opportunities that we have available. For those of you who weren't able to make it here out today, please visit our career website, mbta/careers. take a look at what the openings are. We really encourage you to go ahead and fill out an application, submit your interest. Let's say you go on there and you don't see anything open that speaks to you. There's an opportunity for you to fill out a job interest card. You select the categories of professions that you're interested in, and the next time something opens up in those categories, you'll get a job alert and go ahead and apply for that role. These are more than just jobs, these are careers offering strong benefits, offering a pension, backed by union, a lot of union jobs. So it's really an opportunity for socioeconomic mobility and really step into a career. Again, the emphasis is these are not just jobs, these are careers. Once you submit your resume, the recruiter on the other end, they'll review it, just some tips and tricks as you're submitting that resume. Make sure that it's relevant to the job that you're applying to. Make sure that you take a look at their job description, understand what they're looking for in the role, the roles, the competencies, the skill sets that they're looking for, and make sure that comes alive in your resume. Don't leave it to anybody else to try to interpret what your skill is. Again, focus on that resume and make that resume come alive by focusing on putting in those job skills, those competencies, the licenses that you may have, all the different experience, but make sure that it's relevant to the job that you have. A lot of times I see resume that they may be applying to, let's say, a customer service rep, and they're including experience that's not even relevant to that job. Yes, there's an argument for transferable skills, but make sure, again, that it speaks to the job that you're applying to.